भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Text 23. एषा प्रपन्ना वरदो रम्यत्मशक्त्या यद्यत् करिष्यति गृहीता गुणावत्रः तस्मिन् स्वविक्रमम् इदं सृजतोऽपि चेत्तु युञ्जितः कर्म शमलं च यथ विजयम्.
The Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, is always the benefactor of the surrendered souls. His activities are always enacted through his internal potency, Ram, or the goddess of fortune. I pray only to engage in his service in the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my works, for thus I may be able to give up the false prestige of being the creator.
नभिहृदयः सतोमवसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमसमनन्तशक्तिः रूपं विचित्रम् इदमस्य विवृण्वतु मे मारीरिशिष्ट निगमस्य गिरं विसर्गः.
The Lord's potencies are innumerable. As he lies down in the water of devastation, I am born as the total universal energy from the navel lake in which the lotus sprouts. I am now engaged in manifesting his diverse energies in the form of the cosmic manifestation. I therefore pray that in the course of my material activities I may not be deviated from the vibration of the Vedic hymns.
सोऽसव अधभ्र कर्णो भगवन् विवृत प्रेम स्मितेन नयनम्बुरहं वृजभन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाक्षनो विशदं मद्व्यागिरापनयतत्पुरुषः पुराणः.
The Lord, who is supreme and is the oldest of all, is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions.
Text 26. Maitreya uvacha swasambhavanisham tapovidya samadvidhi yavan manovachaha stutva virarama sakhinnavat.
The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge, and mental concentration.
27 to 28. Athabi pretam anvikshya brahmano madhusudanaha vishana chetasam tena kalpavyaktirambasa loka samstana vijnana atmanah parikhidyatah tam ahagadhaya vacha kashmalam samayaniva.
The Lord said that Brahma was very anxious about the planning and construction of the different planetary systems and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen.
Text 29. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ma Veda Garbhagastandrim Sarga Udyamam Avaha Tanmaya Paditam Hingre Yanmam Prarthataye Bhavan.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead then said, O Brahma, O depth of Vedic wisdom, Be neither depressed nor anxious about the execution of creation. What you are begging from me has already been granted before.
Text 30. Bhuyasvam tapa attista vidyam cheva madashrayam tabhyam antarhidi brahman lokan drakshasya aparvratan.
O Brahman, situate yourself in penance and meditation and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. By these actions, you will be able to understand everything from within your heart.
तथा आत्मानि लोके च भक्तियुक्तः समाहितः द्रष्टसि मम ततं ब्रह्मन् मायि लोकं स्वत्वम् आत्मनः.
O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe, and you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me.
Text 32. Yada tu sarvabhuteshu drashuvagnim ivasthitam pratikakshita mam loko jhayatarheva kashmalam.
You will see me in all living entities as well as all over the universe, just as fire is situated in wood. Only in that state of transcendental vision will you be able to be free from all kinds of illusion.
Yada rahitam atmanam bhutendriya gunashehe svarupena mayotpetam pashyan svarvajyam rachati.
When you are free from the conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all influences of the modes of material nature, you will realize your pure form in my association. At that time, you will be situated in pure consciousness.
Text 34. Nana karma betainena praja bhavishishikrasatha natma va siddhyatasmim ste varshiyan madhu anugragaha.
Since you have desired to increase the population innumerably and expand your varieties of service, you shall never be deprived in this matter, because my costless mercy upon you will always increase for all time.
Shimmadyam na bhatnati papiyam tvam rujujo gunaha yanmanomai nirbadham praja samshrajatupitite.
You are the original Rishi, and because your mind is always fixed on me, even though you will be engaged in generating various progeny, the vicious modes of passion will never encroach upon you.
नातोऽहं भवत्तव्यद्या ध्रुविज्ञेयोऽपि देहिनां यन्मम त्वं मनुषे युक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः.
Although I am not easily knowable by the conditioned soul, you have known me today because you know that my personality is not constituted of anything material, and specifically not of the 5 gross and 3 subtle elements.
Text 37. तुभ्यं मद विचिकित्सायाम् आत्ममे दर्शितो बहिः नलेन सलिले मूलं पुष्करस्य विचिन्वतः.
When you were contemplating whether there was a source to the stem of the lotus of your birth, and you even entered into that stem, you could not trace out anything. But at that time I manifested my form from within.
Text 38. Yach chakartangamatstotram matkathabhyudayankitam yadva tapasi te nista sa esha mad anugraha.
O Brahma, the prayers that you have chanted praising the glories of my transcendental activities, the penances you have undertaken to understand me, and your firm faith in me, all these are to be considered my causeless mercy.
Pritohamastu bhadram te lokanam vijayechaya yad asto sirgunamayam nirgunam manuvarnayam.
I am very much pleased by your description of me in terms of my transcendental qualities, which appear mundane to the mundaners. I grant you all benedictions in your desire to glorify all the planets by your activities.
Ya etenam puman nityam tutva stotrena mam bhajet tasya su samprasideyam sarvakama pareshvaraha.
Any human praised like Brahma, and who thus worships me, shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction.
Purtena tapasa yajner dhanir yoga samadhina radam nishreshya yashmam pumsam matpritis tattvavin matam.
It is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good works, penances, sacrifices, charities, mystic activities, trances, etc., is to invoke my satisfaction.
Aham atman manam datta prestaha san prayasham api ato mairatim kuryad dehadiryat krite priyaha.
I am the supersoul of every individual. I am the supreme director and the dearest. People are wrongly attached to the gross and subtle bodies, but they should be attached to me only.
Sarva Veda Mayanidam Atmanatmatmayonina Prajaha Sirjayatha Purvam Yascha Mayi Unishrate.
By following my instruction, you can now generate the living entities as before, by dint of your complete Vedic wisdom and the body you have directly received from me, the supreme cause of everything.
Text 44. Maitreya Uvacha Tasma Evam Jagat Shrashtre Pradana Purusheshvaraha Vyajyedam Svena Rupena Kanjana Bhastirodhade.
The sage Maitreya said, after instructing Brahma, the creator of the universe, to expand, the primeval Lord, the personality of Godhead, in his personal form as Narayan, disappeared. Hare Krishna, thank you for giving me the opportunity to recite.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Gita Mataji and Janus Prabhuji, for the very nice recitation. Thank you. Jyoti Mataji, Mamta Mataji is joining today.
I can't see her name, Mataji.
Yes,
Looks
it's Pirota. It's her, Mataji. But I don't see her.
Yeah.
So I'll take over for a short while. Jyoti Mataji, would you mind calling Mamta Mataji, please?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So thank you very much, Gita Mataji and Prabhuji, for the beautiful recitation. So while waiting for, hopefully Mamta Mataji will join us. In the meantime, I'll recite the
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Please
you for
accept my humble
joining.
obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, I just became a bit late. Thank you, Mataji.
That's okay. I was just about to recite the Mangalacharan
Please
prayer.
do it,
But go
Mataji.
ahead.
No, please do it, Mataji.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's all put our hands together, dear devotees. Let's close our eyes and let's pray very sincerely while this prayer is being recited. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gora Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully you sang the song.
Thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for again being with me for this session. And please bless me so that we can have a good class today. And may the Lordships bless us, all the devotees over here who are listening. May the Lordship's mercy be on all of us so that we can hear with the right attitude and understand the messages properly. The speaker also should say the right message and the listener also should hear properly. So, Lord, please be with us. Hare Krishna. Mataji, so I think somebody is going to display the verses.
Yes, Jyoti Mataji will be doing it. Hare Krishna. Jyoti Mataji, would you mind sharing the verses, please?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Jyoti, thank you so much. Again, Mataji, my apologies. Again, I think most probably I will do it from the phone. So maybe this video will not be there, but I think it should be all right. So let's go to the Veda base. We are doing from 33 to 36 today. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. So this chapter is so lovely. It is Brahma.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. I think we are doing 37 to 40 today.
Is that what it is? Yesterday, how much did I do on Monday, Mataji?
Monday was 33 to 36. Today is 37 to 40.
Are you sure?
According to the message in the facilitators group.
Okay. Then you'll have to really bear with me then, because I was thinking it is 33 to 36. Let me see what Rasina Mataji had. My apologies. Okay, I will go with you then. Mataji, please go ahead and let's go with the flow then. So I think I will need a volunteer 37 to 40, right?
That's right, Mataji.
Let's go back again, Mataji. Okay. So will somebody be a volunteer to read the verses and the translation and the purport, please? That's wonderful, Mataji. Nicely done.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I can do it, Mataji, if you want.
Thank you so much for volunteering, Mataji. Absolutely wonderful. That's how we should be. Devotees should volunteer.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranamo, glory to Srila
Om
Prabhupada.
Namo. Yes, Mataji. Let me just quickly start off the prayers, invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Shri Krishna. Please,
Yes,
Mataji, start.
Okay. Tubhyamat, which kitsayam atma me darshito bahihi nalena salile mulam pushkarasya vichinvataha. Thank you. Translation. When you were contemplating whether there was a source to the stem of the lotus of your birth, and you even entered into that stem, you could not trace out anything, but at that time I maintained my form from within. Purport. The personality of Godhead can be experienced by his causeless mercy, not by mental speculation or with the help of the material senses. Material senses cannot approach the transcendental understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can be appreciated only by submissive devotional service, which, when he reveals himself before the devotee, only by love of Godhead, one can know God and no otherwise. The personality of Godhead cannot be seen with the material eyes, but he can be seen from within by spiritual eyes opened by the ointment of love of Godhead. As long as one's spiritual eyes are closed due to dirty covering of matter, one cannot see the Lord. But when the dirt is removed by the process of devotional service, one can see the Lord. Without a doubt, Brahma's personal endeavor to see the root of the lotus pipe failed. For when the Lord was satisfied by his penance and devotion, he revealed himself from within, no material endeavor.
With no external endeavor.
Sorry, Mataji, I'm not wearing my glasses, so my apologies, Mataji.
All right.
Yes.
Can you continue, Mataji, please?
Okay, Mataji. Text 38. Okay. Yat chakarthanga sotram matkatha abhyudayankitam yadva tapasi te nishta sa esha mat anugraha. Thank you, Mataji. Translation. O Brahma, the prayers that you have chanted, praising the glories of my transcendental activities, the penances you have undertaken to understand me, and your firm faith in me, all these are to be considered my causeless mercy. Purport. When a living entity desires to serve the Lord in transcendental loving service, the Lord helps the devotee in so many ways as the Chaitya Guru or the spiritual master. And thus the devotee can perform many wonderful activities beyond material estimation. By the mercy of the Lord, even a layman can compose prayers of the highest spiritual perfection. Such spiritual perfection is not limited by material qualifications, but is developed by dint of one's sincere endeavor to render transcendental service. Voluntary endeavor is the only qualification for spiritual perfection. Material acquisitions of wealth or education are not considered. You want me to carry on, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. We'll finish off all the verses.
Okay. Text 39. प्रीतोऽहम् अस्तु भद्रं ते लोकानां विजय अच्छेय यद् अस्तु गुणामायं निर्गुणं मनो वर्णयन्. Translation. I am very pleased by your description of me in terms of my transcendental qualities, which appear mundane to the mundaners. I grant you all benedictions in your desire to glorify all the planets by your activities. Purport. A pure devotee of Lord, like Brahma, and those in his line of disciplic succession, always desires that the Lord be known all over the universe and by each and every one of the living entities. The desire of the devotee is always blessed by the Lord. The impersonalists sometimes pray for the mercy of the personality of Godhead Narayana as the embodiment of material goodness. But such prayers do not satisfy the Lord, because he is not thereby glorified in terms of his actual transcendental qualities. The pure devotees of the Lord are always most dear to him, although he is always kind and merciful to all living entities. Here, the one Gunamayam is significant because it indicates that the Lord possessing transcendental qualities. Text 40. Ya itana manityam tutva sotrena mam bhajeta tasya susampra prasidayem sarvakama var ishvaraha. Thank you, Mataji. Translation. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Purport. The prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. The Lord certainly fulfills all desires in regard to transcendental loving service, but he cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees, even when such casual devotees offer him the best of prayers. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully recited. So this chapter is a wonderful chapter. We have seen like how in this particular whatever conversation is going on, isn't it? It's Narayana trying to reassure Brahma, basically saying that, I mean, giving him all the reassurance and confidence, like to go ahead. And because Brahma initially, I think he glorifies the Lord and he tries to understand. Once he realizes that once you realize the importance of that particular person, then you will give a lot of importance and you will understand and you feel so humble actually. When this is how Lord Brahma felt when he knew the real qualities of Narayana. I mean, you have read in the previous one, isn't it? Previous chapters. Previous one was also so beautiful from 33 to 36. I mean, obviously I couldn't come on that day because I was busy elsewhere. So from 33 to 36, you can see, I'm not sure who, obviously over there in 33 to 36, the same thing of Narayana is going on telling Brahma, So when we look actually from where does the Supreme Personality of Godhead start? From text 29, the Godhead will try to tell Brahma, because Brahma was so anxious. God has given him such a big job to do, right? So Narayana, Lord has given him such a big task. And when somebody is given a project task, they really get very, very anxious as to how to do. And then the boss will come and try to, will understand. If he understands his subjects very well, he will come and see why is this person so, or maybe to see that they know that the person is very capable of doing that task. And that's where they will give the responsibility to that particular person, because they see the inner strength in that person. But the person who's doing that may not feel it. He might feel very much limited. He might be thinking in his thoughts, I won't be able to do it. And this is which is going through Brahma's mind over here, saying that the Lord has given me this task of creating this universe. Am I actually qualified to do that? And whenever we look as a childhood, I'm just talking about myself, I do not know about others, but we have not been actually able to see, we have not seen the original, what should I say, the original scriptures and everything we have. As a child, it was so difficult. It was only limited to privileged to certain clans of people in this world. It is now only because of Srila Prabhupada we are able to access these texts, because Prabhupada took so much of time to translate, because he was so good in his Sanskrit. He understood the Sanskrit and he wanted it for the betterment of all the world. When you read in one of those verses, it says, a pure devotee always wants to increase the disciples so that they say they are the followers of the Lord and they become closer to Lord. So they want to bring into the group. And this is what Srila Prabhupada was trying to do. He knew very well from that this is the only way these people who have no knowledge, we are all mlechas in a way, actually, when compared to what Srila Prabhupada, when look at his devotion and everything, we are so ignorant. We don't know any of the scriptures. And we're able to understand because it is all written in English, the language we can understand. All thanks to the British people, because that's how they taught us. But in India, even we had so much of language, but we could not get access to the Vedic scriptures. The Vedic scriptures were so difficult to even access them. So over here, this is the same, you can see the same feeling of how Brahma is really anxious to see, like, will I be ever be capable of actually creating this world? And over here, the Lord is reassuring Brahma. He's showing him his inner strength. He's saying that, yes, you will be able to do, because I am with you at the time. So he's trying to reassure that it is me who is helping you out. At the same time, trying to show that Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead, and without him, nothing happens. But even Brahma realizes that. And so that, and also Brahma realizes that, and he is worried that maybe his ego doesn't hurt, but obviously the Lord is trying to reassure him that nothing of that sort will happen. You will not be influenced materialistically. So when we go into the 37th verse, let's go to 37th verse. So in the 37th verse, what happens over here is the Lord is trying to say how Brahma was trying to when Brahma was born, right? When Lord created Brahma. So he was the first person of the whole of the universe. And he was in this vast place full of waters around and waves, big waves of water, nothing, sitting on this lotus, doesn't know what is happening. Imagine you're in the middle of the ocean. Imagine you're in the middle of the ocean and nobody around. How difficult it is, how scary it is. But Brahma was really not able to understand what is happening with me. So he was trying to find out, where did I come from now? So the only way he could see there's a way was this tunnel, where he was going to the stem towards the origin of the stem of the lotus. But obviously there was not to be. So Vishnu started sending the chakra so that he returned back to on the top again, to the main petals, over there, and then started doing the meditation. That's also with the lordships. That's all again providence only. So over here, Lord is trying to say that when you're contemplating whether there was a source, you could not trace out anything, but at that time I manifested my form from within. So that is where the Lord is again trying to tell him that this is what you have done. You're doing the right thing, but I was the one who was guiding you, doing everything for you. Over here, mainly in the purport, if you go, we will see that how the Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain. Now Srila Prabhupada has dissected all this and trying to give us the transcendental qualities, what we can get from this particular verse. Obviously, Prabhupada is trying to explain that. Obviously, the Godhead, you can only perceive the personality of Godhead or Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana, any other forms of the Lord, only by the Lord's mercy, if the Lord wants you to. Without his blessing, none of us can do the things what we are doing. So if we start speculating, start doubting, Lord will not come. He'll say, this person doesn't trust me. Why will I give any bhav to him, any importance to him? He doesn't even trust me. So what they always feel is being loyal and so all the good virtues, they are the ones you have to think for. How olden times that you see, people were loyal to each other. People had good virtues. You would not take a person's weight by how much of property he has. No, it was never like that. It was, his tongue was the most important. He has given his word. That is the biggest weight. And what even a person doesn't have any money, but they will always stand by the person who at time of trouble, at the most, when somebody is really troubled, what you need is another human being there, another soul there to give you that reassurance. So, but nowadays, everybody goes on looking at the property and other stuff, all these materialistic things. So those will not work. So over here, when you start speculating, then you will not see the Lord. And again, still Prabhupada is trying to say that your senses, because our senses are always adulterated, So with these, earthly senses, we can never achieve the Lord. So we have to only go with pure love, that's the main thing, to appreciate anything spiritual with pure love. If you go and without any pure surrender, when you surrender, then the love comes on, because then you start having faith in the Lord. So with pure love, we can be appreciated. And also the next sentence comes, now he can be appreciated only by submissive devotional service, when he reveals himself before the devotee. Until you're not submissive, the Lord will say, this person has so much of ego, very proud. Lord doesn't like proud. He doesn't like any of the vices. Okay, little bit of ego, Lord Krishna runs away miles. He said, oh my God, this is bad smell coming from here. Bahut durgandh aa rahi hai. Ego is supposed to be the worst smell ever. Killing someone is easier. God will pardon somebody. But if somebody has ego, that's the worst thing ever. And all of us have full thing of ego. So we need to cut down our ego. So I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying people to do things, what they have to do. But so only by love, only by love, God can be revealed. Otherwise, no. And it takes a lot of time, because our love is also not very pure, because we are still in material senses. So it is adulterated. So the pure transcendental love is something different, which none of us can actually experience at this time, because we are not in that level. But I'm sure if your intention is very pure and you want to do selfless service, I'm sure the God will reveal. He is only testing you all the time. So, and then again, we talk about, how if a heart is full of dust, and then by remembering the Lord and by serving the Lord, how it cleanses. The same way you have the spiritual eyes. The spiritual eyes are in the heart, okay? They're not in the physical eyes. So your spiritual eyes are in the heart. So you can draw a heart with a single eye or a double eye, like a saligramam, that type you can draw a heart. And then you can see that eye, that spiritual eye needs to open. So the lid is closed now. We have to take away the dust. So take away the dust or rub that ointment. What is that ointment? The ointment of love, of transcendental service, devotional service. If you rub that, then slowly the lids of the eyes will open up. Okay? It's like an ointment. You can just rub it, and then the lids of the eyes will open up, and then you can see the Lord. That is a big task, but we can do it. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say, because I'm sure Srila Prabhupada must have realized all these things, the transcendental vibration, and something inside him, his spiritual eyes must have opened for him to do all this. So when the dirt is removed by the process of devotional service, then you can see the Lord, without a doubt, So Brahma over here, he's trying to, his hard work was, what he wanted to do was to see where this lotus pipe was going, but he could not. But then when the Lord, actually, when he was satisfied, obviously then with his penance. When Brahma went back and he followed the advice, he didn't rebel. He just followed the advice. But all of us, if anybody says anything, first thing they'll do is rebel, And oh, you know more better than me. Okay, so that comes with ego. So then, when you do the things which the Lord wants you to do, then the Lord might show the mercy, and they can maybe show themselves in some form or the other. Doesn't have to be, because in ourselves we imagine Lord is going to see. So when we say will show himself, when we say show, we always think as seeing. That's the sense we try to think, right? So we're always thinking in our mind, okay, Lord is going to come now in this four-armed form or in this form or that form. This is how I'm going to look at Lord. It doesn't have to be only seeing. It can be anything. The feeling you get, somebody coming and helping you at the right time. You should see that is how that is all the Lord's miracles which we say. We don't expect some things to happen and suddenly something good really happens to you, or something unexpected was supposed to happen but it is avoided. So all these are miracles, we say. We call them as miracles because something we were expected to happen, didn't expect to happen, happened, or something we were expecting to happen did not happen. Okay, something not right, somebody was missing an accident or something big thing supposed to happen, but luckily at the right time somebody comes and helps you. So these are, so it doesn't have to be show means only seeing. It could be hearing, it could be feeling, it could be any part of the senses you can feel through. So then the next one, we go to 38th verse. So then Lord says, the prayers that you have been chanting, you have chanted, you're praising the glories of my activity. So Lord likes, he wants to be known. He wants to be known everywhere, he wants his qualities to be known. So he feels very happy when we are glorifying the Lord. And also when we are actually doing anything, like any austerities we are doing, it will never go waste. Any austerities will never go waste because you're gaining marks every time you do an austerity. You are putting all the money savings account, every one austerity, 1 penny go there, or whatever, 1 pound or 2 pounds, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, anything, whatever you can give this thing, it goes into that bag. And then what over here Lord Narayana is trying to tell Lord Brahma is that obviously whatever you have been the penances you have been doing, all the austerities you have been doing, you were doing just only to understand me, just to know who I am, and plus you did not lose any faith in me, and that is why I'm here to give you my mercy, basically my help or my support. We say, like somebody says, okay, I'll help you, don't worry, I'm there for you. We say, in a materialistic world, if something happens, Are kuch nahi, don't worry, I'm there for you, you just go ahead and do, I'm there now. So that they give you the confidence, even though the person might at that time feel very, very non-confident. He loses all the confidence. But the person themselves, once they gain the confidence, they will not need any of your help. It's just to get that confidence, they need a support. So that is why when somebody is there, when somebody is in need, just being there for them is the biggest help. Biggest is worth more than money. So over here, Srila Prabhupada, let's into the purport, what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say is that always we have to remember that we are always a servitor. Okay, we are never by actually serving Lord, because that is our constitutional position, to serve the Lord. So when you desire to really serve the Lord in doing this devotional service, then many times how do the Lord reciprocate? He will always try to awaken your inner consciousness. Yeah. So they'll try to awaken inner consciousness. So that is called the spiritual master within, which is your soul awakens. The super soul over there is nudging the soul. Come on, wake up, wake up. Yeah. So super soul over there is saying, come on, I'm here. You wake up now. You do it. So this is how, when you actually show your real intention to the Lord, you want to serve the Lord and you're serving the Lord reciprocates. He's never in debt. Okay, we are always in debt to the Lord, but the Lord is always in credit, always giving birth. So much of causeless mercy we have. but we don't take it. We are always in debt. We are always in debt. We can never repay anything what we do to the Lord. So over here, which we call the Chaitya Guru, is something from the spiritual master within. So that is awakened, and when that is awakened, then what will happen? Then that will give you that impetus or that energy to go and perform the activities or wonderful things which the Lord wants you to do. And that is never, you can never find that in the material world. Yeah. So what over here Srila Prabhupada is trying to say is, if the Lord is merciful, you can say like a rich man can become a pauper in no time, and a poor man can become a rich man within seconds. So if the Lord has the mercy, over here a layman, a person who is ignorant, doesn't have any knowledge, nothing, he's given an example of how they can become jnani, they can actually start compose prayers and to the highest spiritual perfection, Srila Prabhupada says. And it is not at all, and these prayers are very transcendental and you can never measure them. And so over here, one special, beautiful line over here you can see, it says is that it is your sincere endeavor, that is your intention of serving the Lord. But the line below that, it says is voluntary endeavor. So that is important. Voluntary endeavor, you cannot be forced. So anything you do out of your own wish. Why are you doing it out of your own wish? Because your inner soul, your Chaitya Guru is telling you to do things. Okay. So that is why, see, all the voluntary work is always esteemed the topmost. Okay. People, voluntary work means without being paid. Okay. That is unpaid work. And voluntary work is you're doing out of your own love. It's like your mother doing all your parents doing things for you as a child. That is there, out of their voluntary things they're doing. They're not paid to look after you. They're not paid to feed you. They're not paid to so and so. Whereas in the school, teachers, they do a job, they're paid. But when you go to Gurukul and all those places, they are taught free. But in the end, you only out of gratitude, you give your Guru Dakshina. But nobody asks for a Guru Dakshina. But nowadays, all of us, we have to pay money to school. Otherwise, we can't get educated. Yeah. So this is not the system. This is all materialistic system. But the actual system is Guru will be there. Guru will do his own, and he out of his own voluntary thing, he will help. He will not ask anybody for Guru Dakshina actually. We give it out of a voluntary this thing. So anybody who does anything voluntarily is regarded very, very high over here. Anywhere, not only in transcendental service, anywhere you do materialistic laws. That is the power of voluntary work. So over here, voluntary endeavor is the only qualification for spiritual perfection. Can you see that? That is the only qualification. So if a priest is paid to do the puja, it's rubbish. Kuch nahi hota usme. Okay? Nothing happens over there. So if a priest out of his love, no, I want to serve my deities. I love to serve, do this, do that. That is the highest thing. Okay, so that's what the last line says, material acquisitions of wealth or education are not considered even worthy enough, So imagine all your devotees are doing so much service at the temple. Everybody is doing some service at the temple. Just imagine, that is out of pure love. Out of pure love you are doing. And I'm really, really honored to be amongst all of you, So we're going to the next verse, 39. So here the Lord says he's very pleased. He's very pleased of what? Because Brahma has been glorifying him the way he described him. So his description was near enough of what the Lord wanted. Yeah, obviously you can't describe perfectly like the Lord is difficult, because even Brahma also has materialistic qualities. But he was very much pleased how Lord Brahma described Narayana. Okay, in terms of my transcendental qualities. So, which might not be very great for some people. It means, oh, what did he say? He just looks blue. He wears a helmet. He has this, or he has this lotus eyes, or what is great about it? Because there'll be some people. These are mundaners. He's trying to say, these people who cannot appreciate the other person's endeavor, the other person's like Brahma, he put so much of effort into glorifying the Lord. they do not appreciate because they can't understand. If they can't understand, you will never appreciate. But if you understand the integrities or nitty-gritties, whatever you say, nitty-gritties of a task, then you will appreciate that person more. And and then you will say, oh my God, you took so much time to do this. Suppose if a woman, okay, if somebody who does a beautiful painting, or they do any cross stitches or any beautiful garment or anything you say, anything which looks nice to you. But if you a person who has many of those garments will not appreciate maybe, but a person who knows exactly how much of effort and how much of intelligence was used to produce this beautiful garment or beautiful painting, then you will that person will, once he appreciates that, then you will understand like, oh my God, this much of effort has taken to do that. And this is whereas a person who can't understand a painting will say, what is this? This is just a small dab of colors, that's all you have done. Because for him, he doesn't understand the nitty-gritties of it. So because of how Lord Brahma was, he put all his effort into it, heart and soul into doing the job. The Lord was very pleased because it was near to the way he would like him to be glorified. So in return, what did the Lord do? He blessed him, obviously. So he gave him all the benedictions in his desire to glorify all the planets. So I grant you all benedictions in your desire to glorify all the planets by activities. So he's given him the special boon that now Brahmaji can glorify all the planets, of all the whatever he's asked to do. So he's given him that special power to do his next job. Now coming to Srila Prabhupada's description of the purport, the Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain that how again, now we are all talking about pureness. Look at all the virtues we're talking about. Voluntary acts, submissive, how to awaken your Chaitya Guru, and then how to be pure devotee. So now a pure devotee, Brahma is a pure devotee, pure devotee of the Lord like Brahma. And again in his disciplic succession. So anybody who's come from that sampradaya, they have given so much of the effort. So all our spiritual masters who we try to follow, so they have been given that special role to basically tell the knowledge of the Lord or glorify the Lord to the disciples and increase the disciple numbers. So those in line of disciplic succession always desire that the Lord be known. See over here, the main role for these spiritual masters is to make aware of the Lord as to many people as possible. To many, if you had the power to go to different universes, you would go like Narada. So what does Narada do? He just travels from one universe to another universe, always going on glorifying Narayana everywhere. That is, he's the best devotee, the way how he glorifies Narayana, and he is spreading the word. So over here, so the desire of the devotee is always that desire. So because you want to do that, you want to increase the devotees, increase the number of devotees. So that means you're bringing all the children back to the house, back to the home. So you're bringing a lost child, you're getting back the lost child to the mother or to the father. So this is what, because you're helping in tracing that child and bringing back home, so you are blessed over here. So therefore, the desire of the devotee is always blessed by the Lord. So whoever tries to do this is always blessed by the Lord. So all the spiritual masters they have special protection. Okay, that must know. And so that desire of the duty is always blessed by the Lord. And whereas he talks about again how talking about the other category, the impersonalist, obviously they always have something in their mind. So that is so difficult. So here the impersonalist sometimes prays for the mercy of the personality of the Godhead Narayana as the embodiment of material goodness. See, they tried for, because if you pray to God, everything good will happen to him, or whatever it is. You're asking for something in return, or you're already, typecasting somebody that way. He's going to be like this way. So that is not right, like, for example, I can tell, like, when we see somebody wearing a particular dress or the way they talk, suddenly in our impression we have an impression, we say like, oh, this person will have these characters. This is what it is always, because this is what has been portrayed to us when we were children. We watch movies, or before coming to Krishna consciousness, I'm sure all of us have watched movies and seen. And it depends upon the director how he wants the character to play, right? And for us as children, we would see that and we would think that this is what it means. If this person does wear a dress this way, this is what it means. It portrays that information. So similarly over here, when an impersonalist tries to glorify the Lord, it doesn't sound pure. Yeah, it doesn't sound pure. But when a devotee, pure devotee from within the heart, tries to glorify the God, it'll sound differently. It'll look different. So this such prayers, where you're trying to, some people will say, oh, what do you call that? Buttering. Buttering is the right word. When somebody will be buttering something, and then we say, why are you buttering me? When they're buttering that we want something in return. So the Lord will say, okay, he's buttering me now. So he thinks impersonalists are buttering. This is my way, okay? I'm just telling. So obviously Krishna is making me tell you all this. So, but such prayers do not. So over here, Krishna doesn't like anybody who's buttering him like that. Out of greed. That should not be there. You should not have anything in return. So he's not therefore glorified in terms of his actual transcendental qualities. So the Lord's transcendental qualities are so high and so pure that only a pure devotee with the mercy of the Lord will be able to glorify. So the pure devotees, now the Lord always likes the pure devotees and he keeps them very close to his heart, very close to his heart, and is always merciful. He's always merciful to them. So here the word gunamayam is significant because it indicates the Lord possessing transcendental qualities. So guna means quality. Mayam, he's full of those qualities. So that is the 39th verse. Let's go to the 40th one. So 40th verse is again, so over here again the Lord is trying to tell Brahma. He's giving example. Now he's saying that any human being who prays like Brahma, so he's very happy with Brahma, and he's saying, so Brahma, when he prayed to the Lord, he was very, 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 it was very intensive prayers, because that was genuinely, he wanted to pray. He didn't know, oh God, where the hell am I? I don't know what is this place. Please help me. Somebody genuinely help me. When you sincerely ask for help, the Lord is there. Okay. So any human being, so the Lord is trying to say is that any human being who prays like Brahma with that much of intensity and sincerity and who worships me will be very soon blessed, and they'll fulfill all his desires, because now again the Lord is showing his supreme nature over here. He's saying, because I am the Lord who gives all the benedictions, who gives all the blessings, who gives all the things, who can fulfill all the desires of you. It happens only because of me. So Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain that the prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. You always remember Srila Prabhupada, when you hear his purpose, he will say like, if you have to be, you cannot be a servant of you have to be the servant of the Lord, not the servant of your own senses. Okay, this is what we have to learn. So over here, who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification, they cannot chant prayers like Brahma. So such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. So again, your intention should be pure. And the Lord certainly fulfills all desires in regard to transcendental loving service, but he cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees, even when such casual devotees offered him the best of prayers. So you have to understand that only by the Lord's mercy, and it should be pure. He sees your intention. The Lord does. He says, you know the verse like Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. He will not see for, oh my God, you give me gold, you give me thousands of varieties. He doesn't see that. He sees only like with purity. How much are you giving me? You know, with what intention you're giving. So that is what you see. No, everybody sees like what is his actual intention. So they'll try to find out the thought behind what you see. So people try to read, you know, when I came to this country, you see like how people try to read the behavior of a person. So by reading the behavior of a person, how he sits, how he talks, how he's looking, how is his gaze, by that they will try to read the mind of the person. So that is what. Why are they reading the mind of the person? Because they want to see what is that person's intention actually, without the person actually verbalizing it. The person doesn't vocalize, doesn't say, but the person who's observing him want to find out what this man is saying is true or false. Is he actually meaning what he's saying? So that shows if you're really intentionally, if you're really pure, all your behavior, you know, all your signs, body signs will be in a different way. You have a different attitude, the way how you sit, the way how you do, because the intention is coming very pure. You'll be very humble. You'll be very down to the earth. You will literally, you know, when somebody puts namaskar, you can see the example of how somebody greets you. The way a person is greeting you, you know that person's greeting is genuine, or it is just only, you know, that plastic smile. Is it a person is smiling from within the heart? So when a person smiles within the heart, they don't smile through the teeth. They smile through the eyes. So you need to look into people's eyes to see genuinely. So the eyes are the windows to your heart. Yeah. So when a person is actually very happily smiling, or internally very, very happy, the eyes show. So the eyes literally light up. And it is actually because when you actually are very happy within, you have special hormones which are produced in your body, and that brings out changes in your eyes, and then you can see the person is actually genuinely happy. Whereas a person is just for the sake of smiling, it will never show. You can make out a stark difference. It'll be. So this is what, when somebody is genuinely doing it, you can see them really very, very humble, where humility is to the highest level. Humility they never get. So that we have to understand. So that is the prayers are beautiful. I think we still have more. I just wanted, tomorrow is really Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, my God, it is such an important day, and we have to fast. Whoever can, within reason, health-wise, looking into it, please. It is one of the most auspicious day, Gaura Purnima, the birth appearance day of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I think till sunset he was born on this Gaura Purnima day, and it was also a lunar eclipse. And so it is not lunar eclipse tomorrow, but we have to try level best to fast, at least remember Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I thought we are not going to meet tomorrow, so if with your permission, devotees, can I just read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu today? It'll take another 5 minutes, if I may.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance day. So we have to fast till moonrise on the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and a break of fast with Ekadashi Prasadam. Okay, so that is the thing. So tomorrow when you cook, you can cook Ekadashi Prasadam. We have lots of bhajans glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but you all can drink, you all can speak whenever, you can sing a song if you want to, but that's okay. So temples we have of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm just going to tell a quick brief thing. So temples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to visit, you know. So the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's in Mayapur. Okay. So there's a neem tree. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was known as Nimai because his name was quite a big name, you know, Vishwambhara Prasad or something like that way. And mother felt like this name is too heavy for my little child. And so Sachi Mata, then she saw this neem tree and she liked this, and she called him Nimai, Nimai. So there's a neem tree in the courtyard at Yoga Pita. So this Yoga Pita is the place where it was in the confines of the Yoga Pita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace. There's a neem tree in the courtyard at Yoga Pita, that marks the exact spot where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. There are also deities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a child, along with his parents Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra. So Srivas Angan is the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates used to have kirtan all night long. This is also where Chand Kazi and his men broke the mridanga. Thus it is also called Khol Bhanga Danga, the place where the mridanga was broken. Srivas Angan is about 250 meters away from Yogapita. So this is all near Mayapur. Now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none else than Lord Krishna in his most merciful feature. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealed by Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita in Adi Leela 1.5. Radha Krishna Pranaya Viktrir Radhini Shaktir Asmad Ekat Manav Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedam Gatau Tau Chaitanyakhyam Praktam Adhuna Tad Vayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Dhyuti Suvalitam Naomi Krishna Swarupam. So the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in the identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. Srimati Radharani and Krishna are the divine couple who are eternally engaged in pastimes but have become one in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Vaishnavas such as Ramananda Roy sing Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. Radha and Krishna combined together are Sri Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada establishes the appearance of Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 2.22 by providing evidence from multiple sources in Shastra. Now we need to know the reason for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Kara Bhajana, a mendicant preacher of Krishna's consciousness, following the religious precepts of the Bhagavatam, talks of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Tvi Sa Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parsadam Yagnaya Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedhasaha. So Krishna Varnam indicates that Krishna is appearing in the Kali Yuga and introducing the chanting of Mahamantra. And those who are intelligent are taking up the process. He is Krishna, but he is not blackish. He is a Krishnam. Very intelligent people who know the essence worship the Kali Yuga because in this age you can get everything desirable by Sri Krishna, Sankirtana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to spread this Yuga Dharma. Compelled to come by loud cries of Advaita Acharya and Haridasa Thakura, Mahaprabhu feels great compassion for all the people and feels deep in his heart that they should be saved. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, feel free to give full attention in serving me, says Krishna. Krishna also repeats the message towards the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Paritajya. He gives an open invitation. Fully surrender to me, I will deliver you, don't worry. However, not many people took up Krishna's orders. So he came back as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thinking, Chirakala nahi kari prema bhakti dana, bhakti vinay jagatera nahi avasthana. For a long time, I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. This is in Adi Leela 3.14. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in the age of Kali by his costless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is again Adalila 1.4. Then he chases after the conditioned souls and says, take this sweet process of devotional service. There is not much consideration of offenses either. From that, the entire world of Goloka opens up. In age of Kali, he comes and teaches a kind of devotional service that is rarely taught, a loving, spontaneous devotional service that devotees in Goloka Vrindavana are engaged in with Lord. That is the purpose of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He enacts his Acharya Leela while showing the process of devotional service and teaching it to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami and others. Another reason for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear was the existential crisis that he was going through in Goloka Vrindavana. Krishna was in a conundrum that he cannot enjoy the happiness that his devotees enjoy. In Dwaraka, sometimes Krishna would see his reflection and desire to embrace this form. Then he sees how devotees, especially Radharani, who is a repository of bhakti, enjoy millions of times more than Krishna. This is a contradiction because Krishna is a supreme enjoyer. So how can someone enjoy more than himself? Therefore, Krishna, imbued with the love and effulgence of Radharani, comes as a devotee to relish this love his devotees have for him. Now, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Mahaprabhu's mission has been described by one of the Acharyas, Vishwanatha Chakravarti, in Chaitanya Matta Manjusa, a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, which tells us about the various points of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, and he coveted. First, he teaches the Vrindavana and Krishna are same. Okay? Highest forms of devotion was exhibited by gopis, that the Vrajavadhu. Then he says, Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect scripture, Amalam Puranam. We take this as the ultimate truth, the source of understanding Krishna. And then, Prema Pum Artho Mahan, goal of life is pure love for Krishna. So the significance of pastime, of Mahaprabhu's pastime is, what we should do is one should fix one's mind sada on the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting Hare Krishna. If you do that, the embarrassment of the fact that we are falling apart is removed. There is paribhava gnam. This process takes away the insult of material life. He also fulfills the heart's desire, abhishtadoham. His name is Vanchatita. He fulfills the desire beyond we can imagine by revealing to us the difference between internal and external energy. He is the sum of all the holy places. Tirthas Padam. Gaura Purnima is about diving in the wave of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, left for all of us. By following his footsteps, we can overcome the embarrassing situation that we have put ourselves into. As much as we devote ourselves to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, we will automatically achieve the nectarine service of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavana. Yatha yatha gaura padara vinde vindeta bhaktim kritapunya rasehi. Tatha tathot sarpati hridaya kasmat radha padam bhoja sadambhu rasihi. So important lessons now, only last bit. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are charming to the mind and present the intricacies of etiquette of devotional service. Mahaprabhu teaches us how to interact with other Vaishnavas. Highest benefit in life comes from association of devotees. So it is the root cause and what sustains our devotional service. Even in perfected stage, one is nourished by association of devotees. So your main nourishment is devotees over here, association. Most important thing I can do is follow instruction of previous acharyas and in the process prepare my heart as a temple of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the biggest project in the universe. Anyone who takes to the process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can make advancement very quickly. So we should go through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Make arrangements to give Mahaprabhu's message to as many people as possible. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left an open order for us to extend ourselves to everyone we see and teach them the process of Krishna consciousness. So this direct order of the Lord is a manifestation of his internal energy. And this particular energy is the means of seeing the Lord face to face. That's in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.34. So take that order and do the best you can. All spiritual paraphernalia will become manifest in our life, but trying to fulfill that order. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So sorry, it was a bit long, but I thought it was such a lovely thing which I wanted to share it with you all. I hope you all enjoyed that. It was a bit too lengthy, but I'll just keep the floor open. Ideally, we're supposed to, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually the Lord of Sankirtana, you're supposed to end the thing with a song, but I know it's too late for you all. If anybody wants to volunteer for a song of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it'll be really wonderful.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that lovely story. It's really nice. I'm sure everyone must have enjoyed. So let's see if there are any comments from anyone. How are you celebrating tomorrow, Mataji?
Tomorrow I'm going to work, but actually I was wondering if we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is one of the favorite dish. Mataji, you can tell that dish, isn't it? I think it has all mixture of, he likes one saag, he likes karela. So it is sweet and bitter dish. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's favorite dish. I think it'll be in the net. I think if you can actually go and see what it is, and if you all can actually get those vegetables and try to do with mustard, and it's a Bengali dish basically. It's
So
not like
that should be available online.
Yes, that is one he likes it, and the other one is malpua. I think he likes.
Yes, so, malpua. Yeah.
Yeah, if you all can at least do that, and then obviously you can't eat it because of the content.
Yeah.
But next day you all can eat. Keep it. It'll be much more sweeter with all the prasad of the Lord.
That would be nice to honor Mahaprabhu.
Yes,
that would be nice. So, dear devotees, any comments or reflections you'd like to share before we wrap up the session?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, I'm just wondering, I mean, when you were saying that coal thing, because I've recently visited to Calcutta and there was this place called Ulta Danga. I'm not sure if that has any relevance to what you were saying.
Oh, I think this is Yoga Pita, the different place. Ulta Danga, Mataji, I'll confirm and let you know. I'll have to do a bit of research.
Okay.
I know Ulta Danga because I've stayed in Ulta Danga.
Acha, because I just went for the first time, so I was very. In fact, that name just stayed in my mind, and when you told the story, I thought, I don't know if it has any reference to that place. So
Ulta Danga, where it is Mataji, Mayapur is really about 85 kilometers from actually the central Calcutta. I've driven. I mean, obviously, my brother took me there, so I know because I was living in Ulta Danga, and from there we had to drive nearly about 85 kilometers to go to Mayapur.
Right.
But actually, yeah, I mean, so this is somewhere in Mayapur area. And when you see Nimai's, when you go to Mayapur, I'm sure lots of people have gone to Mayapur. On the way, Nimai's Lord Chaitanya's village comes. And then you go to our temple, the Vedic planetarium. We go there. So on en route is a place where Lord Chaitanya's all his pastimes have happened over there. And that's the place where he lived and everything. So they come en route, just before going to the Vedic planetarium, they come. But again, we know how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born much more in a different place, and then they had to come here.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe I have to find out about Ulta Danga, Mataji. So sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderful class. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji, shall we wrap up the session with our Vanchakalpa prayer? Thank you so much for the beautiful class. Very nicely explained everything.
Hare Krishna.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Goes to Srila Prabhupada, Mataji, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Have a blissful day tomorrow, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.